Hi, I'm Tris Dixon. I'm here for Boxing News TV, joined by James Degale. James, got some exciting news today. You signed with promoter Mick Hennessy.
Yeah.
What was behind your decision?
What was behind it? Nothing. I just needed to raise my profile. Me and Mick had a meeting. His overall contract and deal was fantastic. And he's a genuine man. I like him. He's been there. He's done it with Carl Frock. He knows my weight inside out. So I chose him. I just didn't speak to Mick Hennessy. I spoke to a couple people from England, a couple people from overseas, but Mick Hennessy's overall deal, terrestrial telly, you just can't beat it.
How big is that, the Channel 5 part of it?
Massive, massive. As I say, when I got back from Olympics, I was a household name, you could say. Then boxing on Box Nation, no disrespect to it, is like waving my career down a little bit. So to pick my profile back up and sign with Mick Hennessy in Channel 5, it's going to do my profile a world of good.
So, I mean, do you feel that there was some time lost after the George Groves fight? Because that was obviously a really high-profile fight, wasn't it?
Very, very high-profile fight. A lot of people, like a lot of the general public, think the Groves fight was my last fight. It's unbelievable. But I've had two excellent wins since then. I've boxed with Chelsea for the European title and won that in a great fight. And then I went abroad to Denmark and defended it against a former world champion. I ain't been given the credit, and I think that's because my fights were on Box Nation, where a man is dogs watching.
You've had a third dust-up as well recently that made the headlines against Chris Eubank Jr., your new friend and new stablemate. I mean, there's some people out there saying that that's a plant. You're both on Channel 5, and so it's a storyline that they'll follow through. What do you say to that?
He ain't got a chance against me. Any decent... All the domestic middleweights in this country would absolutely batter him. Really, so journalists would give him a good island, trust me. That's just all the publicity stunt. Him and his dad, sorry, now this is where I'm going to have to expose him, because he went on Twitter and told like the whole world that he schooled the Olympic champion and European champion. He schooled me. A year ago, he sent me a Facebook message, over a year ago, and said that he's not my friend, but he's my rival, and a couple of years' time, it's going to be a massive fight. So keep on being arrogant, keep on being brash. In a couple of years' time, it's going to be a great fight. This guy is living, and then a couple of years later, a year later, whatever, he's turned pros at a couple fights, and he's come down to spar me. I've actually moved him around. That's the only way I can put it, Trav. Seriously, I've moved him around. I'm doing him a favour. His dad made him do 8 rounds, and I actually said, "Come on, do 8 rounds." He was going to do 6 rounds. It's unbelievable. These people, they both live on a different planet. Seriously. It's crazy. I just hope I was nothing like him when I first turned professional, because he was rude, he's arrogant. He'd come in my gym, yeah, didn't say hello to me. It's crazy. Like, we're professionals. We've got respect for each other. We don't do that to each other. Do you know what I'm saying?
But isn't this a setup for a Channel 5 rivalry?
No setup on my side. On his side, maybe. Then, man, I don't know what they're thinking, but yeah, he's crazy, a bit crazy.
Okay, talking of rivalries, we've mentioned George Groves. I mean, now you're on Channel 5, George on a different network. Is there, do you think that makes a fight between you more unlikely in the future? No. Listen, if the public demand it and we're in a situation where we have to, it's great. Listen, at the end of the day, we're gonna definitely fight again, because it's a genuine rivalry. It's no messing around. It's not made up. It's proper. We both dislike each other, and if we carry on boxing the way we are and carry on progressing in our career, please believe me, that will happen. Some people said that you were a little bit too cruel to George at the time. Do you regret any of the stuff you did pre-fight?
I don't regret it, but I probably was, Chas. I just got drawn into the whole hype, I just got drawn into the whole thing. And maybe I shouldn't have been so harsh and so disrespectful, but that's how genuine the dislike is between both of us. But people forget, he said a lot of things to me, horse face and this and that, but maybe he come across a bit better, yeah, in the end, yeah, and overall, yeah. But listen, it's a fresh start, it's a new chapter. Mick Hennessy, James Degale on Channel 5, trust me.
You're a European champion, so you'd figure maybe 3 more fights at European level, then you'd be looking for world honours. Perhaps the likes of Froch, Kessler, Andre Ward, those sort of people. Is it those marquee fights that you want?
They're the fights I want. If Mick Hennessy keeps me busy and keeps me active, this time next year, I'll be in a massive fight in Britain, please God. I say a couple more defences, maybe 1 or 2 American good names, and then I want to box for a world title. So this time next year, I want to be in massive fights.
Okay, just to wrap things up, obviously you made your name with the Olympics in 2008. We've just had the Olympics 2012. What was your take on Team GB and how they did?
Team GB did fantastic. I went and watched them a couple times at the arena. The atmosphere and the buzz in there was electric. I was actually getting itchy feet thinking, I wish I could take Anthony Ogogo's place. That's how I was thinking. It was great. It was great down there. But they all did fantastically well. To get 5 medals is great. Anthony Joshua to win super heavyweight Olympic gold. He goes down in history with likes of Lennox Lewis and Klitschko and people like that, and Ali. The whole team did great. Nicola Adams, woo, she was actually fantastic. It was all great, man. Actually overwhelming.
You mentioned Ogogo. We talked about rivalries and so on and so forth. Obviously you're looking a long way away, but if he turns pro, he could be a guy who's coming up behind you, couldn't he?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I've actually spun before he went to Olympics, and he's all right. I did a couple rounds with him, but we've had a couple sessions. He's a nice boy, but he knows he's got a couple years to improve.
I mean, it does happen. History shows that Olympians from 1992 have fought guys from 1988 and so forth.
I say, man, it could happen. It could happen. Yeah, never say never. It could happen. I can't see it. We never know if he gets fast track. He's a good boy though. I like him. I like the way he fights. He's a good kid. He's talented. So we'll see.
So, just to wrap up, how excited are you about the new start?
I'm very excited. I'm like ecstatic. Seriously, like this is a fresh start. It's a new chapter. Forget everything else. Let's start afresh. New promoter, new channel, terrestrial, telly. Let's start fresh, man. Trust me. The future's bright. The future's chunky.